for nearly 3,000 athletes, like figure skater Nathan Chen.
I would at least like to have my parents there. Safety is the number one concern.
The virus isn't the only obstacle. With growing international calls for a boycott over China's crackdown in Hong Kong and alleged rights abuses of Uyghurs in Xinjiang, U.S. lawmakers are debating a diplomatic boycott, controversy Beijing's organizing committee is reluctant to address. But in a statement to NBC News, China's foreign ministry criticized attempts to, quote, hinder and destroy Beijing's plans, adding the mistake of politicizing sports is bound to fail. At stake for China, prestige and pride, and no talk of the possibility of delay. Janice Mackey for NBC News, Beijing. Still ahead, terrifying moments for some folks stuck in a flooded elevator. Look at that. Plus,
whoa.
snow with the story of a Detroit prosecutor now working to clear the wrongly convicted.
Hello to the viewers and the replay viewers. If you want to watch the Olympics closing ceremony that took place at 8 o'clock last night in Tokyo, you can watch it in... I can't even see. These are my migraine glasses for indoor fluorescent lighting and screens. It says 3:48, so it's on in 12 minutes on NBC, or you can watch the replay. I think that they're having the replay at, it's from 5, wait, there's a special from 4 to 5 with the highlights from the Olympics, and then the closing ceremony is from 5 to 7:30 Pacific time. So 8 to 10:30 Eastern time. But then they're going to rerun the gold special, I think, once or twice, and they're going to rerun the closing ceremonies twice. Do you need the times? Let me look. All right, let me look. And I noticed that Lisa's in Portland. I'm not sure why, but I saw that she just landed in Portland. Tokyo Gold is on from 4 to 5 Pacific. The closing ceremonies is on from 5 to 7:35. Then there's a show called Family Game Fight from 7:35 to 80 what? 8:05. Then they're going to rerun Tokyo Gold at 8:05 Pacific, I guess 11:05 p.m. Eastern. Why does it say program info unavailable? Okay. Then they're rerunning the closing ceremonies from 9:05 p.m. Pacific. Then the news is on at 11:30 to 12:05. Wow, my vision is blurry today. Then they're having the Tokyo closing ceremonies rerunning from 12:05 to 3 a.m. That's it.
12 million Americans are at risk of severe storms all across the Midwest tonight. That's on top of the torrential rain that flooded parts of Omaha yesterday, trapping some people in an apartment elevator. Look at this. The water
Where was that?
up to their necks before they were finally, thankfully, rescued. We are remembering tonight the life of legendary Florida State football coach Bobby Bowden. The Hall of Famer has died. He led his teams to more than 350 wins and 2 national championships. He was 91 years old. Tonight, we begin a week-long series of reports here at NBC News, focusing on our justice system. To start us off, Kate Snow looks at one prosecutor using the power of her office to not just go after criminals, but to right wrongful convictions.
You want to see the coffee?
Detroit, Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy has built a
This
reputation
coffee.
sending criminals to prison. So it might sound surprising that 3 years ago, she started a conviction integrity unit. Let us start pouring in before we even had staff. To examine claims of innocence and look for those who were wrongfully imprisoned.
What did I do with the dolmas?
Prosecutions. It takes on your own work. It does. These are sometimes exhaustive investigations that take months and sometimes years to make sure that we've turned over every corner, to make sure that we've done full and fair investigations, even if it might make your team look bad or the police here look bad. It's not about us. It's about justice. The units had more than 1,700 requests.
I don't know where I put them. Oh, here they are.
50 investigations at a time. It's one of more than 80 conviction integrity units across the country, part of a growing movement led by progressive prosecutors. Yet most haven't exonerated anyone. Wayne County's efforts stand out. How many people has your unit been able to give relief to? 29. 29. That includes exonerees and people we've given new trials to because their trial was just so flawed that they did not get a good shake of justice. Someone was killed right over there?
Someone was killed right over there.
2 new messages. Oh, let me check.
My maximum was life without parole. My minimum was life without parole.
No?
What did that feel like?
I haven't even heard of it.
For something you didn't do.
Kevin Harrington was a 20-year-old college student when a body was found in Inkster, Michigan, near Detroit. Where were you that day?
Out of the state of Michigan.
Not in the state. When he was arrested, he thought he'd be released right away. Like they'll realize that
they'll realize like they got the wrong guy. And that day didn't happen till 17 years, 6 months, 2 days, and 35 minutes later when I was released.
Whoa.
The Conviction Integrity Unit found the main eyewitness in Harrington's case was coerced. Detectives had told her she could lose her children if she didn't cooperate. The top investigator engaged in all sorts of misconduct in that case. The detective.
There's a problem with my network connection. What's the problem?
Last summer, Harrington walked out of prison and began rebuilding his life.
Seems okay to me.
What was it like when he got out?
It was heaven on earth.
He has since sued the city of Inkster and the detectives in his case. Lawyers for the city did not reply to our request for comment. In court documents, the detectives deny that they threatened and coerced the eyewitness into fabricating a story. What does your story say about the criminal justice system?
It needs work, fast, right now, or no one is safe. It doesn't matter what zip code you have, how much your paycheck reflect, what your skin color. It's supposed to be justice for all.
Kim Worthy is confident Kevin Harrington doesn't belong in prison and believes there are likely other Kevin Harringtons in every state. This work is work that must be done. It must be done because we know the criminal justice system isn't perfect. We can never get a person's life back, but at least we can make sure that they have one outside prison walls if we find that there's credibility to their claim. Kate Snow, NBC News, Detroit. When we come back, the emotional reunions for our Olympic athletes home at Lex.
The closing ceremonies are on they took place at 8 o'clock last night in Tokyo, but they're on NBC starting in, what time is it? 5 minutes? 6 minutes. These are my Axon, and they replay twice. These are my Axon Optics indoor, so I don't get a migraine from the phone and the computer and the TV and fluorescent lighting. But I don't have fluorescent lighting in my living room, but I'm actually a brand ambassador for them because they've helped me so much. I'll put the name Axon Optics in the chat. Axon Optics. Migraine glasses. They have an indoor kind and an outdoor kind. This is the indoor kind. You can also make them, you can have them in your glasses, but I don't think they can make them in progressive bifocals. All right, so, and I don't think I can turn off Facebook from here without turning off, I'd have to open the, what's it called? The broadcast studio, because NBC Olympics will go, like, if you're broadcasting even audio from the Olympics, they went, like, poor Woof Woof got, like, my account, I couldn't post to my blog page for a day. And I'm not mad at Woof Woof, because I did the same thing and they didn't do anything to my broadcast. But even if it's only audio, they'll flag it. So there's good news tonight. What's the good news? The emotional reunions for the athletes coming home. Okay, so I have two choices. I can either turn off the Facebook feed or turn off the whole broadcast and go back on my Chinese live streaming app where they don't seem to care.
like no other. Athletes coming home to the people who kept them going. For gymnast Suni Lee, a reunion on the Today Show before heading back to her home.
I didn't see her on.
Minnesota as an Olympic gold medalist.
I didn't see her on the Today Show. Maybe I should look for that. Oh, she had a parade.
Today, as Krista Palmer Day in Reno, Krista Palmer Day, named in honor of the bronze diving medalist. You all are what brought me to this point. The homecoming's emotional, like in Harriman City, Utah, where fans lined the streets for silver medal swimmer Ryan White. I appreciate you guys supporting me and watching me swim.
Simone Biles only follows 300 people on Twitter, and I'm one of them. And I didn't even know.
Flags, balloons, and sirens at that parade. And at this one in Spring, Texas, signs Simone Biles has already motivated the next generation. From the world's biggest stage to the world's biggest hugs, pro skateboarder Jake Killarney in Florida with the grandma who raised him.
A lot of us wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for our family supporting us and helping us out along the way.
Discus throw gold winner Valerie Allman knows what that's like, reuniting with her parents. They were there in spirit, but oh gosh, to come home and have them here, that was so nice. For these athletes, the world's most powerful, it's where they find strength. Home, once again, reminding each Olympian how many people were always on their team. When you're at the games and you're in the moment, you know, you're just taking it moment by moment, but I think this is one of the first times that it really hit me, and being able to celebrate with the people that mean the most to me is so special. And a big welcome home to all of our Olympians. That is NBC Nightly News for this Sunday. Stay with NBC for coverage of the Olympic closing ceremonies starting at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. I'm Hallie Jackson. Thank you for watching. Good night and have a great week ahead.
All right, I'm going to end my broadcast because the closing ceremonies are about to start, and I don't want my account flagged again for audio from the Olympics. Oh, Woof Woof wants to say goodbye. Okay, Woof Woof doesn't talk. Only Bo talks, but Bo's in the hallway. There's Bear. Okay. Thank you for joining. You can watch the replay, and you can watch the Olympics closing ceremonies on NBC starting in about 1 minute, and it will wait, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. There's a show called Gold that's going to have highlights of the Olympics for the next hour, and then the closing ceremonies. And then they'll replay like once or twice, okay? Like, there's 2 replays of the closing ceremonies and 1 or 2 replays of the Gold. All right. And all right, I'm going to go back and play my game because the farm game. All right.